I'm really pleased about that. We will work with anybody in this sector, by the way, whether it's Elon Musk or anybody else. A revolution that is going to be quicker than some of the revolutions we've seen. Is that AI isn't something sort of the future over the next hill. It's the present. It's already here, in Britain, changing lives. A chance to turbocharge growth, create the companies of the future, and radically improve our public services. Because AI isn't something locked away behind the walls of blue-chip companies. It's a force for change that will transform the lives of working people for the better. Do understand that change on this scale and at this speed can be worrying, particularly when experts warn about safety risks. And that's why the last government was right to establish the world's leading AI Safety Institute. And we will build on that. Indeed, later this month, the UK will lead the first ever global AI safety test, working alongside our international partners. So be in absolutely no doubt, we will make sure that this technology is safe. This is the global race of our lives. Now, some countries are going to make AI breakthroughs and export them. Others will end up buying those breakthroughs and importing them. The question is, which of those will Britain be? AI maker or AI taker? And right now, you know this, the investors, the entrepreneurs, the researchers who will make those breakthroughs, they're looking around the world. They're choosing where to make their home. Trillions of pounds worth of investment at stake. The battle for the jobs of tomorrow is happening today. That's not just a question of economic policy. It's a question of values too. Whose values are going to shape this technology as it develops? The open values that this country holds dear, or other countries? Who gets the benefits? Just those at the top, or working people everywhere? And I don't think that a government should be neutral on these questions. And this government won't be. This is the nation of Babbage, of Lovelace, of Turing, that gave birth to the modern computer and the World Wide Web. So mark my words, Britain will be one of the great AI superpowers. Now, that's not some sort of boosterism or wishful thinking. This can be done, and it will be done. There's a reason why OpenAI, Anthropic and Scale chose London as their international office. And there's a reason Mistral AI, one of the champions of open source, have just announced a UK office too. We've got Wave, building the tech to power a new generation of self-driving vehicles. Synthesia, leading the world in AI-powered video. Blackstone, building Europe's largest data centre in Northumberland. We're number one in Europe for AI investment. We've already attracted more than £25 billion, and that's just in the time that this government has been in office. That's what you get with a government that can be a trusted partner, with a clear strategy. It's what you get with a reforming government, actually capable of driving through the supply-side agenda this needs. Because, as you know, as this race speeds up, we've got to run further and faster. We will test and understand AI before we regulate it, to make sure that when we do it, it's proportionate and grounded in the science. But at the same time, we'll offer the political stability that business needs. And of course, our British values, centuries-long heritage rooted in democracy and the rule of law. Put simply, our message to those at the frontier of AI capabilities is this: we want to be the best state partner for you anywhere in the world. That's the measure of our ambition. Our ambition is not just to be an AI superpower, but also make sure that this benefits working people. Now that, of course, starts with jobs and investment in every part of the country. So I'm really pleased here today to announce that Kyndryl are investing in a new technology hub in Liverpool. Now that alone will create 1,000 new jobs. And also that Nscale are investing £2 billion, and Vantage data centres another £12 billion, making £14 billion of new investment in data centres across the UK, creating another 12,000 jobs. But look, our plan for change also sets down a gauntlet for public services. And the blunt truth is we've got to be much bolder. On the question of the length of time it'll take for this to have an impact, I'll challenge you back. I don't think it's going to take 5 or 10 years to double productivity, not for a moment. And I've spent many, many hours pushing this around with AI experts to test those propositions. And I'm absolutely confident that the timeframes we're talking about here are much, much shorter than that, and that productivity, it's not sort of 10% increase in productivity. We're talking about many who say productivity will double in a very short period of time. That's the potential for the difference that it would make. And there are just so many examples of that. Thank you very much. Let us go to Andy at Channel 5.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Andy Bell, 5 News. Your predecessor had an AI summit, and the next day he had a very chummy one-on-one broadcast session with Elon Musk. Now, you must be at least a bit worried that not only is presumably Elon Musk not wanting to invest in the country at the moment, but he will be telling anybody who will listen to him not to invest. I mean, what can you do about this?
Well, Andy, I'm really pleased that very highly successful players within the sector have come out very strongly in support of the plan that we've put on the table in the last day or two. And that is really significant because in the end, as I said in my speech, they are the ones that will be making the breakthroughs of the future. They are the ones that are deciding where is it that they want to have their office, where is it they want to have their staff. And they're not just saying that they like the plan, they're voting with their feet, if you like, and they're setting up their offices in London, in this country. So I'm really pleased about that. We will work with anybody in this sector, by the way, whether it's Elon Musk or anybody else. We're a government that's focused on being number one when it comes to AI and working with all. But I'm very pleased by what's already been said by some of the key people in this field.
Can you clarify whether the government plans to make the National Data Library, including NHS data, available to companies and researchers for commercial use, as well as to improve public services? And if so, can you please talk us through what your current thinking is in terms of how that data will be priced? The
data library is really important. It's something the sector have been crying out for. We need to make sure that it works properly, protecting the interests that need to be protected. When it comes to health data, particularly NHS data, it is really important that we stay in control of this, and we will stay in control of it, because we need, on the one hand, all anonymised, of course, to use the potential of that data, but on the other hand, make sure it's properly protected. And the way to protect it, in my view, is to keep control of it.
Can I ask you what you make of Meta's recent decision to stop fact-checking on its site? And is there not a risk here with what you're describing on AI that you create a new generation of unaccountable tech barons?
No, I mean, on the decision by Meta, I mean, the way I look at this is through the lens of the Online Safety Act, in terms of the provisions that we've got in place. And I think they're right. Obviously, some of them are coming on stream now. So that was an important piece of legislation. And that's the way I see it. In terms of the second part of your question, I think in the end, when it comes to AI, posture really matters. And there are a number of postures, but the two obvious ones are those that are defensive and inhibited and cautious about AI and think that it should be regulated, and that's the only thing that the government needs to do. The other posture is seeing it as a huge and fantastic opportunity that is going to transform lives, and the role of government is, yes, to get the framework right, but also to work with the sector to ensure that we're winning the race when it comes to AI. I'm in the second group. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. I think it's going to be a game changer, a revolution that is going to be quicker than some of the revolutions we've seen in the past, and it's going to reach right into the lives of people up and down the country, and reach into those lives for better. When you think about teaching, tailoring the lessons for the children who are actually going to be taught, what a fantastic thing to be able to do. When you look at the ability within health to prevent and predict what is going to happen, what a fantastic thing to do. When it comes to increasing the productivity of all sectors, this is going to be a game changer. When it comes to running the government, this is going to be a game changer, because one of the things I've said to all of my team is, I don't want AI, I don't want your plans just to be about the product at the end of the exercise, the public service that we are delivering, although I do want it in that space. I want it to change the way the government works. I want the government to be championing AI and using AI, and that's why we're going to put so much weight behind this.